Want to know the fastest way to tap into your alignment, to your joy, to your fulfillment? For you to be your most joyous self, you must be fulfilled. Finding that fulfillment, that feeling of just knowing there's a joy out there. There's a joy in your step and everything you do. So speaking of joy, do you ever feel like parenthood just sucks the joy out of you? Okay, this is totally normal. Between the endless laundry list, the meal preps, the tantrums, all of it, sometimes we forget to just have fun with our kids and our family because it feels like we're in a freaking rat race. But here's the thing, we can make a few minor changes to our mindset to change this. One of the things that women don't talk about enough is burnout. And I know we hear burnout, that's such a buzzword for entrepreneurship, but it actually happens to mamas. We're always doing so much. We're so desperately trying to keep it all together. Yes, I've been through it myself, so I know what that feels like. The minute I opened up and was authentic about my feelings, I had so many people raise their hands going, yeah, I feel that way too. The heaviness of the emotions piling up, it's something really real. And of course, we start simmering. It goes from emotionally like sadness to resentment to a little disappointment because we're like, what the fuck happened to the Cinderella happily ever after story that we were promised as little girls? That voice in your head, whew, it's like never ending. She's constantly showing up uninvited with her very strong opinions, and she is loud and she is rude, and honestly the games in the head, I mean, she really holds us back, right? I want to offer you a different perspective. So my inner critic has been a prominent voice in my head, of course, like all of us, forever, for years. She has tormented me with self-doubt forever, and at some point I just grew tired of it, and I tried all the tricks and nothing worked. So I decided to take like a different approach. There's a disclaimer here. In order for my hacks to be effective in your world, you must accept a few things as truth. Number one, your inner critic, she's actually not your enemy. She's trying to protect you. You must also yield to the fact that your inner critic is so powerful. Like, she has a massive influence over you, right? Lastly, you have to learn to just accept that she's not going anywhere, like ever. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how well you got your shit together, how many self-help books you've read, if you're a life coach, if you're a therapist, it's yourself. This gal is sticking around. So what the heck are you supposed to do with this little gremlin in your head? It's really a three-phase process that requires that you get to know her, that you name her, and that you sort of make her your bestie. But the first thing I'm suggesting you do is just get to know her. Really peel the layers back and ask her a bunch of questions. Like, find out why she's showing up. I want you to start looking for patterns. Is she filled with worry and anxiety? Does she make you second guess all your decisions? Or is it only specific ones? Does she show up in the morning when you're getting dressed to say like really mean things about your body? Or perhaps she shows up before a big meeting, like saying things like, oh, you're going to definitely bomb. You're way out of your element. Or maybe you're trying to try something new, like a new hobby, and she's like, girl, you're never gonna be good at that. Don't even put yourself out there. The goal here is to really pay attention to patterns and really identify when she pops in your head. It's very likely that she's showing up in places to sort of put you in your place because she doesn't really want you to play big. She really doesn't want you to take chances. She doesn't want you to get outside of your comfort level, because you doing this, you're running the risk of failing, of rejection, or getting hurt. So she shows up and doles up massive amounts of self-doubt so you don't do anything ever. And this is her way of protecting you, of guarding you, of keeping you safe. So anytime you want to try to do anything outside your comfort level, boom, she shows up. Struggle is a double-edged sword. Life is always going to throw you curveballs, but here's the secret. Every struggle has two sides: despair and resilience. Now, despair holds you back, no doubt, but resilience, oh my gosh, resilience makes you unstoppable. You get to choose which lens you want to wear. Because for me, I know that there's beauty even in pain, if you choose to see it. So here's the takeaway for you today. If you change your lens, meaning change your mindset, your life will change. Yes, even when life stings. A things happen to me mindset is a joy thief. This mindset's gonna keep you stuck. So if you simmer in all the struggle and all the bad stuff that's happening, yeah, I can see why you're feeling like there's no joy in the world. But if you change this mindset or this shift towards from things happen to me and start thinking things happen for me. This mindset's a gift, right? This mindset like transforms pain to resilience. Resilience is a massive, massive power because see, on the other side of resilience, what lives is empathy. Oh my gosh, and empathy makes room at the table. Empathy, I promise you, will change lives. Empathy checks judgment at the door, and empathy in my world is everything. It affords you compassion, and that alone gives you this amazing reward for a greater human connection, which equates to more joy. Here's to the mamas who are reeling with immense guilt because with this idea of like questioning comes immense guilt. We are harboring so much guilt because God forbid you don't love your life so much today. God forbid we feel anything but sheer appreciation for the many blessings in our lives. And let's be honest, we have lots of amazing blessings. So of course we feel guilty and guilt takes over. And then we decide, oh my God, I feel too guilty. I'm not allowed to feel this way. So we scrape up all the feelings of unhappiness instead of dealing with them. And we get back to the business of just getting stuff done because yes, we are fortunate. But you know what? Sometimes life is hard. Listen, this whole time though, the problem is that while you're stuffing your feelings and stuffing your guilt and you're supposed to be like so in love with your life, inside part of you screaming, what the fuck is happening here? I'm just here to tell you that I see you, girl. I hear you and I feel you. And I see you trying to be everything to everyone, putting everyone else's needs first, checking all the boxes. Check, 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 check. Running around like a headless chicken. And just when you think you have all things worked out, all your I's dotted and T's crossed, the universe decides, nope, not today, not so fast, chickadee. Life is going to knock you on your ass. We got to find our chill. We got to find the power of equanimity. I love this word, equanimity. What does it mean? You know, in life, how we're always sort of reacting on autopilot. Equanimity is that Zen state of calmness and composure. Even in the craziest of moments, you're able to be calm and even. Equanimity is responding versus reacting. Think of it like this. Reacting in life is like a knee-jerk decision, right? It often leads to a massive regret, like a lot of regrets. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my gosh, I could have responded better. Oh my gosh, I can't believe whatever. It's that reacting never leads to a good place, but responding to situations. Now, responding, on the other hand, allows you to be thoughtful and mindful and not to take things so personally. You're able to step away from the situations and say, okay, what's really going on here? This is really less about me because reactions are, I'm going to take this personal. My ego's wounded. I'm going to, how do I react to this? Responding and saying, okay, hey, let me take time to really understand what is happening here and really try to empathize with that. There's a reason why so many religions mention equanimity in all their teachings because it truly equals peace. And peace, in my eyes, equal freedom. And of course, freedom equals joy. We have been conditioned to believe that being selfish is inherently bad. But is it? Isn't being selfish the greatest expression of self-love? That's not the messaging we have received. We think that putting others first is the ultimate virtue, like some sort of superhero thing, that to be a good person, we must think of everyone else first. But I'm here to tell you that's just not true. And by the way, men already know this and they've been doing it. Like men understand the importance of being selfish. Like selfish is their ultimate non-negotiable in the happiness scale, right? We notice men ever have a problem with making time for themselves? I mean, I don't know about you, but how many men in your lives spend God knows how many hours on fantasy football, sports, beer with the guys, golf, working out, whatever. The minute they want to go do something, they take it. But us, the minute we want to take a sliver of time, all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you okay? Like it's so foreign for women to take time for themselves. It's wild, right? And this has to change. Again, I'm not male bashing. I'm just saying they're doing it right. And we may as well take a page from their playbook and start following their lead. The thing is that we've got to somehow, for women, change the conversation. And how do we train ourselves to realize that being selfish is not a negative thing? Selfish is actually being self-full. So I think first and foremost, ladies, we have to just have some self-awareness. And what I've noticed, not only with myself, but in working with women, is that women tend to draw really hard lines. I feel like women, including me, I've done this myself, it was always a this or that. You either are selfish or you're a good girl. You're either going to make everyone else a priority, take care of your family, or you're not a very good mama. The or is what trips us up. And if you only file one little ounce of droplet from this rambling, I beg you to pay attention to this right here. Ladies, we must stop viewing our choices under the or microscope. It's killing us. And start thinking in terms of, and I can be of service and look out for me. I can do for others and express what I need and want.